The first recap of the amazing race. They're in LA, and if you want to know about specific information about the racing couples, check out my amazing race precap that was posted earlier today. So the first clue for the racers is waiting on top of their luggage. But wait, there's a new challenge. One team is going to be eliminated before they even get in the car to drive to the airport for the first leg of the race. This is the first time in the history of the amazing race that somebody is eliminated this early. So they need to search the wall of license plates and find the 11 license plates. Well, each team is going to grab one, but there's only 11 and there's 12 teams. So the team who does not get the license plate with the special symbol for the location that they're going, which is Shinagawa, they're going to be eliminated. So once they get their clue from Phil, though, they have to go to LAX and get on one of two flights that are 30 minutes apart. So everybody was having some trouble in the beginning finding which license plate it was. They didn't realize that the symbol was important. So it came down to the fiance and the lawyer, and the other couple was the married, divorced and remarried couple. So in the end, the married yoga couple was eliminated. And I just gotta say, the lawyer guy, when he went up there at the end, he called Phil baby. And you just don't call Phil baby. That's so disrespectful, you damn D-bag. Alright, so Eric and Lisa, they're eliminated. And they all Jesus out on us. They said, we took the pain away from the other teams and we set them free. The pain of elimination, I suppose. So all of the teams are on their way to Tokyo, Japan. And when they get there, they have to go to the Tokyo Tower Studios. The poker players are playing the game early on. They want everyone to think that they work for this homeless, well, it's for homeless people, nonprofit organization. They don't want everybody to know that they make a lot of money. I guess it's good strategy, but they're just so smarmy, I don't even care. When they get to Tokyo at the tower, they end up at a Japanese game show. And the name of the game show is Sushi Roulette. You gotta spin and eat until you get the wasabi bomb. And when you get the wasabi bomb, you got 2 minutes to eat it. And if you don't eat it in the 2 minutes, you gotta do it again. So Ron and Cheyne were the first ones to get the wasabi bomb, and they did it right away. So once you finish eating it, you get a clue, and the color of the clue that you get is the color of the visors that 20 people in the audience have on, and you have to lead them to this shrine. I'm not even going to bother saying what the name of it is because I'm sure I'll massacre it. That's the next pit stop, or the first pit stop actually. So up next were Justin and Garrett, and they both did it right away. But then Maria was up next from the pokers, and she didn't swallow in time. I mean, she was pretty damn close. And then she got it again, and it came down to like the second, but she finally made it. And then the Big Easy and Lance, the lawyer, they both made it right away. Then another single, Canaan, the country singer, he made it. Then it was Brian and Gary. Okay, Gary made it, but Brian didn't. And let me tell you, Ericka was pissed. She had some dagger eyes for him. She looks like she's got a mean, nasty temper on her. Then Dan made it in under a minute. I couldn't believe it. I'm not going to say a word. Alright, so then Brian, he was the last one, and he finally got another chance. And he made it, but it was down to the second. So at the pit stop, Meghan and Cheyne arrived first. They went a trip to Aspen and Vail. Pretty cool. They were followed by Zev and Justin, and Justin was like, should we make out? And I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And Zev was just like, no. That was crazy. And then Lance and Keri, Marcy and Ron. Marcy, you're a little insane. You were treating those people like they were animals. It was kind of crazy. Then the Harlem Globetrotters. Then Brian and Ericka, they were in last place after the Sushi Roulette. They said a guardian angel came and guided them to the pit stop. And it must be true because they ended up in 6th place. Then Gary and Matt. And then Garrett and Jessica. They even had somebody in their group that was like clutching their stomach. I think they had some diarrhea or something and they had to go find a bathroom for them. At least I hope they found the bathroom. Sam and Dan. They were teamed up with the Pokers at one point when they were leading their people through the streets of Tokyo. But they made a wise decision and they dumped them and continued on their own. They ended up in 9th. So in 10th place was Mika and Canaan. They arrived with one person short. And they had to wait. I guess that person was just slow. They had to wait for them to catch up. But they still arrived before Maria and Tiffany. Now Maria and Tiffany had lost 2 players. And they had to go back and backtrack and try and find them, but they never did find them, and they finally made the executive decision to just go without the players. So they got a 2-hour penalty, but it's not elimination. So they're going to have to do the speed bump next time. Well, after the 12-hour mandatory rest period, they find out that they have to go to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Then they're going to be taking a bus to Kai Bay. The Poker Girls cover's blown now. They had that big plan, but somebody in the airport recognized them. And they're kind of lacking in the gaydar department because they still think that flirting with the brothers is going to get them ahead. They're gay. Alright, so everybody was on the same flight. But when they got to their destination, they had to split up on 2 buses because there just wasn't room on the first bus for everybody. So the second one was supposed to be leaving an hour and 15 minutes later, but they came up with a plan to pay and buy out the empty seats if everybody chipped in so that the bus could leave earlier. So the father and son, the marrieds and the friends, and the off and on dating couple were on that second bus. So the dock was closed when they got there, so they really didn't need to actually pay to have the bus leave earlier because they were all equalized in the end anyway. They had to spend the night there until the next morning. So when they get to the docks, they find out that they have to take a boat to the mud pits. And when they get there, they're going to have to scrape up some mud and bring it over to this tree with this circle around it, fill it up, and cover the root system up until the line on the tree. They're going to fertilize it. So Maria and Tiffany, since they came in last time, they're going to have to perform a speed bump, which I thought was really lame. They have to go and buy some ingredients for soup and put it together and feed it to the dockmaster. Gee, that's really challenging. So the Pokers completed their task in like 2 minutes, practically. So they got all caught up. And yeah, it's time for the mud. And you know what? It looked like thick fecal matter, pretty much. And when you got mud, there's going to be plenty of sloppy falls. There was people falling on their coccyx and up to their hips in mud, and I don't know. I don't think it was as funny as they were thinking it was going to be, but it was pretty gross anyhow. So once they finished the mud task, they had to return their boats and go to Kai Bay Field. So it was tragic. Zev and Justin lost their clue. They kind of figured out, though, that it might have fallen out of Justin's pocket when he took a sloppy fall in the mud pit. So they went back and they found it. It was like hanging on the side of the boat. That was so lucky that they went back and they got it like right away, because that could have meant their elimination from the race. So the next task is a roadblock, and one team member is going to have to use flags to lead 150 ducks over a bridge and back again and back into the pen and close it. So if you take longer than 10 minutes to do it, you're going to have to do it again. And there's only limited fields for each team. So you're going to have to wait if you need to. So the time expired on Meghan. Ericka, with her thong hanging out the entire time. Honey, I don't need to see that. Mika and Jessica, they were the ones who were having the problem with it. Everybody else did it on the first time. In fact, Zev was absolutely amazing. It was like he was talking the duck language, and they were just doing whatever he willed them to do. So Zev, congratulations. So the next pit stop is Basak 3, which is a riverboat. So Gary and Matt arrived first, and they each won a kayak. That was pretty cool. And Gary was pretty much beside himself. He was like, this is the best thing ever. I'm having a great time with my son. And yeah, we were hoping you would, Gary, so congratulations. Second place, the Globetrotters. Third place, Dan and Sam. Fourth place, Lance and Keri. Lance, you need to calm down. Fifth place, Zev and Justin. Definitely my favorite race out of this season. My favorite racers out of this season, for sure. Sixth place, Meghan and Cheyne. Seventh place, Maria and Tiffany. Ugh, I wish you two were eliminated because I really don't like your attitude. And especially since you don't like Zev and Justin. I just don't think you get them. Mika and Canaan in eighth. In ninth place, Marcy and Ronald. The oldies pulled it out. And for 10th place, it came down to a foot race between Ericka and Brian and Garrett and Jessica. The last two in the duck challenge were Jessica and Ericka. And these two, I think they had to do it like 3 times each at least. And like I said, it came down to a foot race, and Garrett and Jessica were eliminated. But oh my God, when Phil told them that they were eliminated, Garrett blew a friggin' gasket. And he like was punching the roof of the little riverboat thing that they were on, and Phil looked like afraid for his life. Not cool, Garrett. You need to keep that in check. And you're saying that your girlfriend has a temper? Methinks it's you. So next time, Zev and Justin, they dropped their giraffe and like the ear breaks off and stuff. I feel so bad for them. Just from the tease, I feel bad. And Lance, he goes ape nuts on some old electronics. I guess it's part of one of the challenges. They have to smash some old computers or something. Till next time, much love.